She looks quickly to get things going. Off the mark from three. Grace Knox with the rebound and the putback. She'll go to the line and try to complete that three-point play.
Grace Knox made her way into the starting lineup as a freshman because she does that right there. Crash the boards and have the ability to put back. She has a nose for the basketball.
Part of this extremely talented freshman class, and LSU on the board.
Look, we're happy to see Grace Knox back on the floor because when they were warming up, she came down and turned her ankle, had to go to the locker room, so her starting ability was up for question before the tip.
Kim Mulkey certainly happy to have her on the floor. Carly Weathers pulls the trigger from three and evens up this ball game. Carly Weathers, kind of the glue piece, or as you called, the mother hen to this group, the senior out of Loretta, Tennessee, has been outstanding. The Tigers starting the lineup, 7 different lineups used this year. And this group on the floor is 2-0 this season. Flau'jae Johnson, straight on three, won't go.
Yeah, I think it's going to be important in this game who controls the board and who controls the paint. And we know Kim Mulkey likes to go get buckets inside the painted area, where for Alabama, look, they're looking for get the ball in the paint and then kick out for threes.
This group who shot 55% Thursday in Athens got to put a shot up here as the shot clock winding down under 4. And the take to the hoop left short there by Scott, out and running. Jada Richard gets it across, turns around and knocks it down. Jada Richard.
The future is bright for LSU with that sophomore point guard.
And Scott, Collins, Timmons, Weathers, and Naomi Jones, who continues to get the start after Essence Cody getting healthy again. Jessica Timmons, certainly glad that she's healthy. Christy Curry has seen just the greater edge from her senior, who comes back after an ACL injury a season ago.
Well, already 2 threes for Alabama. Ooh.
Looked like there may have been some contact on that Flau'jae Johnson three. Wasn't called. Alabama comes up with it. They've got an early 6-5 advantage.
See, LSU's got to be important to match up early because Alabama is going to look to pull those threes any opportunity they can, especially in transition.
Well, they average 8 a game, Carolyn, and that one, that entry pass to Koval, results in a turnover for the Tigers.
I'm constantly watching. Where are Carly Withers? Where is Jessica Timmons? 22 and 23 for Alabama.
Give it back to Scott, who's been playing well as of late. Collins, another deep possession into the shot clock, into the hands of Flau'jae Johnson. She's looking around, tries to go through a couple of defenders, and an offensive foul called against Flau'jae. Senior out of Savannah, Georgia, picks up her first personal.
Yeah, Timmons, we just talked about what she does offensively, but defensively as well. She's willing to sacrifice her body in there, whatever this team needs on the defensive end. Now, Kim Mulkey has subbed Flau'jae Johnson out and Malaysia Fulwiley in. Fulwiley can pick up the speed for this LSU Tiger team.
We talked about getting off to quick starts. We'll see what Fulwiley does while on the floor. Essence Cody, who checked in as well. Blocked by Kate Koval inside. Richard pulls up again from the elbow and is fouled. You just got to love the IQ of Jada Richard, but going back to the other end, it starts with Kate Koval.
Well, Kate Koval was put into the starting lineup today to do exactly that, to protect the paint, the rotation in, to be able to get the block, stay vertical and not foul, and allow LSU to head the other direction.
Koval, who Kim Mulkey says is just such a steady presence, so solid. Every time that she steps on the floor, she just does the right things and continuing to come along and get stronger throughout SEC play.
Well, Kate Koval got a lot of experience in her freshman year at Notre Dame, and one thing that Kim Mulkey complimented her ability to read angles and to help and think and communicate on the defensive end.
Weathers probing, pushes back out. Here's Scott. And Scott left open. Great look for three. Won't fall. And Richard, who is everywhere, the floor general for this Tiger bunch, and my lays a Flau'jae. And Flau'jae, no. But great effort there from Kate Koval to extend the possession. And in contact as Grace Knox is fouled on the way up.
Yeah, Weathers wasn't able to be there before Knox had gotten into her shooting motion.
Again, you mentioned, Carolyn, just how Grace Knox on the way up, coming down, you see that left ankle being turned slightly.
Yeah, she had to go to the locker room, and with that limp, it was questionable whether or not she was going to be able to go today. But Tiffany, I talked to her yesterday, and I complimented her on how she plays like she's a senior, and this is her last season, and she's just a freshman. And she said she has always wanted to be that inspiration. She wants to be the example of kids that are in high school now and may not think they can get to this level, but if you work hard enough, you can. And so that's how she plays every day that she's on the floor, number 2 in white.
It's a wonderful gift and something that Kim Mulkey, I know, certainly appreciates. Carly Weathers, once again, from 3, can't knock that one down. Koval, who had 15 rebounds last game, collecting yet another here this morning. And a nice pass. And again, Jada Richard, who is the engine who is making things happen offensively, the way that she's distributed. Great find for the sophomore out of Ukraine, Koval.
Well, we talked about Kim Mulkey loves to get the ball in the paint. She's going to clear cutting areas. There's Essence Cody finishing inside.
She has battled through some injuries through the season, but still, when she has come back on the floor, it's been a big difference for the Tide.
We talked about Essence Cody being out a few games. She's still trying to get her wind back. So running the floor, the best way to get in condition is playing. There's nothing like gain speed.
Tamia Scott ties the ball game up at 10 apiece. So good start for both here, up and down the floor. As a foul underneath the basket, we'll step aside here for the media.
Christy had just gotten married, but Barmore saw something in the two of them working together that worked well on that Louisiana Tech side.
3 years together, a couple of Final Fours in the process, and great respect as coming out of the timeout, and LSU takes the lead. Zakiya Johnson, Shelbyville, Kentucky product. And again, another one of those great freshmen for Kim Mulkey. Some contact there and a push for Flau'jae. And when we asked just about, hey, what do you learn from great coaches? Obviously, Kim Mulkey played for Barmore, won a national championship, and then obviously as an assistant as well. The details.
Oh, yeah.
The details of the game.
And Kim Mulkey talked about, listen, you really need 3 key positions. Strong point guard, strong post player, and a shooter, and then you can fill in the rest. And she has built all of her teams on having that strong post presence because she loves to eat in the paint.
1 second to go on the shot clock. Offensive foul called against Alabama. Naomi Jones is whistled for the illegal moving screen.
When you look at Jada Richard fighting to get over that screen, listen, you will get the benefit of the call from the officials if you make the effort to get around that screen. You can't run through it, but if you make the effort to get around and that screener moves, more times than not, the officials are going to call that on the defense.
Johnson looking assertive, going straight to the hoop. And last touched, they're going to say it's Alabama basketball. And Kim Mulkey, who has been pretty successful on appeals, she says, yep, let's take another look at it.
They called Amaya Joyner, I believe, over the back on that?
She was indeed whistled for the foul. CP, so no appeal coming here. And Bama has it.
Oh, Jada Richard is putting her nose in it defensively.
Well, that was an area of concern, or on the scout, you've got to find Jessica Timmons just because of what she can do, 23 in Crimson.
Yeah, when I was scouting, looking at, what would the matchups be? Jessica Timmons is a hard matchup because she's strong, she's a threat from the 3, and she has the ability to beat you off the bounce.
Timmons, the 5th-year senior out of Charlotte, North Carolina, sees that one rim out. Also, today is Timmons' birthday. So her teammates celebrated with her. Obviously, the greatest gift would be another win against LSU. She wasn't a part of the game last year because she was out with that ACL injury. Certainly, she wants to make an impact on her birthday against the Tigers. Zykia Johnson sees it bounce off. Ace Austin, the true freshman point guard, coming in. She's been a nice lift off the bench, and Christy Curry wants to see her continue to get going as Timmons rises, fires off the mark. This LSU team with a 20-plus win Thursday against Arkansas. Nice dish and find from Flau'jae behind the back to my Joyner. Part of the newcomers for the Tigers, Flau'jae came over from South Carolina, and Amaya Joyner joins the team from ECU after a very good career with the Pirates.
Yeah, and LSU really, two players that played major minutes were Michaela Williams and Flau'jae Johnson. Everybody else has really, it's had to mesh together, but Kim Mulkey compliments the chemistry of this team, how fun they are to coach, and they're so competitive. And one of the great gets that she got was Malaysia Flau'jae. She said she's got a little flash to her game. I like it. I like it. It's fun to watch. It brings these fans into Baton Rouge.
And just the speed you talked about, too, with which she plays, just levels it up a notch, along with the flair in which she plays with.
Jessica Timmons wanted to post up. Jada Richard didn't get it.
Weathers, nice bounce pass to Cody. Well, high-low action, and Carly Weathers, credit her with the assist. And since Cody off to a good start now with 4 points.
But who made that happen? Carly Weathers. I called her the mother hen, the glue. She fixes things. She's like a Tylenol when you got a headache.
Come on now. Right now, Richard's like, I'm going to dull that pain for you on the other side because, oh yeah, I can be a headache all game long. Jada Richard, who has just been so fun to watch this season after not really playing much of last year. She has seized the opportunity. Timmons working on her. The turnaround won't go. Running in transition. What a move from Zykia Johnson. Johnson igniting this crowd here. A 6-point lead for LSU.
And that's a freshman.
Great defense by Joyner, stepping in front of the... Richard right back to her. Oh, yeah, baby! Jada Richard, couple of assists, but none as pretty as that one. 7-0 run for LSU. Can the Tide come back, change it up, and there it is. Again, the calming force of Carly Weathers. Got to get a shot up, heaves it up at the buzzer, and no good. Last year, in its second year of existence, Flau'jae Johnson is one of 6 representatives in the SEC.
And I love the quote by Kay Yao. A leader is a person who serves. You care about people first and then go about getting the task done. And I think that Flau'jae Johnson exemplifies that.
1,000% as a traveling violation against Alabama. Flau'jae Johnson, who has been just such a great example of what a student athlete is, but also a servant leader willing to give and help and do for others. Right now, her team has the 21-15 advantage as Michaela Williams, nice fake, and then knocks it down from the free throw line. Well, 7 different players average in double figures for this high-powered, high-octane offense of LSU. Leads the nation in scoring at better than 92 a game. 98 rather a game. Second personal foul against Essence Cody. When we talked with Christy Curry, you know, one of the things that she was concerned about was making sure that Cody remained out of foul trouble. She'll go to the bench with 2. both teams shooting better than 43%. And an area where Kim Mulkey loves is the way that her team got off to a fast start, stolen away, and Alabama has an opportunity. Ace Austin blocked from behind by Flau'jae. The Savannah Swatter said,
Now, ever since LSU has gone to a quicker lineup, the defense all around is much better. And I think a play like that will really get Flau'jae Johnson going also.
Inbound, Jones has it. Looking back to Diana Collins. First action for Lords. De Silva, you see the quickness up the court. Back to Richard, who appears to be just fine after taking a shot earlier in this game. Pretty balanced scoring. Richard with 6. Flau'jae looking for her first points of the game. Lost it and got it on cue.
I think that block Flau'jae Johnson got lit a little fire under her. When she starts playing with that bounce, I don't think there's too many that can hold her.
Looking inside to Jones. Austin goes back over to Carly Weathers, who answers it back the other way. Carly Weathers with a couple of triples here today. She leads all scorers now with 8.
Yeah, Carly Weathers, you cannot, it's got to be dark when you're guarding her. You can't give her any bit of light.
Collins off the steal in transition, flips it up and in.
Number 20,
Diana Collins with her first points of the game. When you look at this Alabama defense, they're top 5 in the SEC. What is it and how is it that they've been so effective this season, Carolyn?
Well, Christy Curry, number one, know your personnel, and then she'll change up her defenses. Look at Jada Richard. The zone may not be the answer for this Tide defense right now, but they'll go from a man-to-man to a 2-3 zone to even a matchup and go through with cutters. So a lot of times that keeps the offense confused.
Collins working on Richard. Spin move, held up. Good defense there from Richard, keeping her in front. Ace Austin, bounce pass over to Jones. The Tigers out and running again, and missed opportunity in the layup right there from Johnson. When you look at the pace of this game, CP, who does it favor?
It favors the LSU. You know, when they have the ability to rebound and run and then also get deflections or block shots out in transition, and that's where Alabama has to be more intentional of what they do offensively. I mean, interested to me, that last possession went to Jones inside. When the shot clock gets low, you've got to go to this woman right here, number 22, Carly Weathers.
Player that Christy Curry has known since she was a little girl. Tamia Scott, who used that forearm to extend, displays a defender, and an offensive foul against Scott. That's her second.
Yeah, you see that inside hand. I think Michaela Williams sold it a little bit, but if she's selling, the officials will buy.
This Tiger offense shooting 50% from the floor, an area where they're also excelling is in the rebound category as well. The hook by Michaela Williams. She picks up the first personal foul, team's second.
Yeah, Jessica Timmons, number 23 for Alabama, is back in the floor. She's at the bottom of your screen. This is a matchup I wanted to see. Flau'jae Johnson and Jessica Timmons going head-to-head.
She had that outstanding game against Mississippi State in that win. A career-high 28 points. They swing it around the perimeter. Scott has to make a move. Single digits, 2 on the shot clock, and Ace Austin somehow lofts it up and in. How did that one go?
I'm telling you, with this Alabama team, anybody at any given time can get hot from the three-point line.
They are 4 of 7 from downtown so far. Look at the battle inside. As My Joyner gets it, pushing her way through as Joy Agbuna couldn't handle it. My Joyner, who had just 4 points last game, matches it here already and exceeds it with that bucket now at 6. Oh, collision there with Scott and Johnson. And another block from Flau'jae Johnson, getting into the action once again. And strong.
I think that not only rebounding, but defensive intensity has turned up for LSU as well.
Again, with the shot clock winding down, that's a violation. Didn't hit the backboard. But what have you seen from the guards specifically for LSU and the way they are defending?
Well, Alabama's offense is predicated on, I'm going to beat you off the dribble, get you to over-rotate, and then kick to threes. But so far, the LSU defense, one-on-one defense, everybody's been accountable, not required help, and those threes are not coming as frequent.
Inside to Johnson. She's double teamed, still gets it up. No. And an offensive rebound. The putback, the determination there from Zakiya Johnson. Well, this freshman ranked 12th overall in our ESPN board. And I'll tell you this, Zakiya Johnson, this freshman class, bright future. Quick shot there from Timmons. The offensive rebound. Another look from 3 won't go down. The blow by from Flau'jae. She finds Amaya Joyner. Christy Curry decides to call a timeout. Largest lead of the game for the home squad.
Out and running and attacking. At practice yesterday, Kim Mulkey said if you share the basketball, everybody will eat, and Flau'jae Johnson dropping dimes in transition illustrates that.
And I love that you said that, because she was asked a couple of games ago just about what makes a great team. And I'm going to stick with that cooking thing, right? The Louisiana holy trinity of food, right? You got to have celery, you got to have some onions, and you also got to have those bell peppers. When you look at what they've been able to do on the basketball side of this, take care of the basketball, rebound,
right,
and defend, that's what's helped push them out to this 12-point lead.
Look, that is part of Kim Mulkey's gumbo. That's how she mixes her teams together to allow them to be successful.
Nice look inside and fine. And the basket made as Timmons goes to the floor, and she'll head to the charity stripe.
Great execution by Christy Curry's team out of the timeout. Great back screen by Carly Weathers for Jessica Timmons, cutting to the basket, using her strength to get the potential and one.
Sharp picks up her second personal foul. Timmons at the line. Top 5 scorer in the SEC, averaging 16 a game. Sees that one rim out. So Fulwiley, Johnson, Joyner, Williams, and Flau'jae Johnson on the floor.
You know what I love from Malaysia Fulwiley? She looks to be having a whole lot of fun here at LSU. The excitement that she's able to play with.
Malaysia Fulwiley, the junior out of Columbia, South Carolina, at the line. A quick reminder that our triple header is coming up next at Bud Walton Arena. We'll see Kentucky, the 18th ranked Wildcats, travel into Fayetteville to take on Arkansas, followed by Florida and Vanderbilt. That's right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. And Commodores dropped their last 2. Obviously, some tough competition in South Carolina and Ole Miss. And over and back, and again, the defense just poked away by Fulwiley and giving Collins some trouble.
It's been a focus of Fulwiley since she came to Baton Rouge, is improving on the defensive end. The other area is learning to play at the point. You got to think time and score in situations.
Johnson in the corner for 3. Zakiya Johnson is having herself a ball game. This first half, she's looked outstanding. 9 points for the freshman.
The versatility of this LSU squad, because Zania Johnson normally plays inside in the paint, but she said, I got something else in my bag.
Stripped away on the way to the hoop was Collins, but another look at Zania Johnson, and she says, wait a minute, you can't leave me open.
And Michaela Williams knew exactly where she was when she popped to the corner. I don't know who was happier about that three-point shot, Johnson or Michaela Williams.
I think Johnson was pretty excited. That was just her second three this season. A little too handsy there from Flau'jae Johnson. So Kim Mulkey makes a quick substitution, and Bella Hines comes in. When you think back to last game when LSU was taking on Arkansas, and we saw a quick substitution at the start of the game, right? It was a hockey line substitution before the media timeout. No problems here with the energy, effort, or intensity from this group on the floor for the Tigers.
Yeah, that second crew that came in that Arkansas game, it was all about effort and energy, and Kim Mulkey liked it so much at the end of the first quarter. She started them at the beginning of the second.
She picked up her 900th career win Thursday against the Razorbacks. Kayla Williams pulls up in the lane, got it, and really you've seen the efficiency shooting the basketball, but also really good shot selection as well for LSU. Better than 57% from the floor right now.
Yeah, Michaela Williams is really taking ownership of this team and knows when she's got to go get a bucket, she can get one. Ooh.
Good ball movement. Passed up a good shot for a greater shot, and Jessica Timmons left all alone at the top of the key.
But how did that happen? Ball handler draws two, finds the open one. You know, another thing that Alabama does is they extend their defense and can put some pressure. You know, if they are able to, in the half court, they can get shots like this, make two, guard one, then set up your press, extend your defense a little bit, because when you let LSU, they're coming down, and they have been really disciplined in their execution. They're getting the shots they want.
Again, you watch just the way that this LSU team continues to grow, right? They breeze through the non-conference. There were some question marks from the outside about back-to-back losses. Kim Mulkey said, look, this is a tough conference, lest we not forget.
When you're returning two starters and you got a whole new squad, you need time to build some confidence, maybe against some less than stellar competition, because you know what you're going to face when you get into the SEC. Look, 10 teams are ranked in the top 25.
And 7 turnovers in this quarter alone from Alabama, 10th overall. There's talent, there's depth on both sides of the floor. This LSU team has made back-to-back Elite 8 appearances, wanting to go deeper. She said, heck, why not win this thing, right? And that block there from Jones, the team's leading shot blocker. They look to go back inside again, and Michaela Williams pump fake, finds it, elbow, got it, 17-footer falls, mid-range machine.
Cool, calm, and collected. No panic with the shot clock running down for Michaela Williams.
Lancia Ramsey is fouled back the other way.
Watch Michaela Williams. You don't see any sign of, the shot clock's running down, I don't have anywhere to go. The presence of mind to use the shot fake to clear space, and then the poise to knock down that mid-range.
Junior out of Bossier City, Louisiana. Who again was the SEC Freshman of the Year a couple years back. First team all-conference last year. Yep. They find the junior open again. Got him! Well, they've tied their game average from downtown. They've got 5 threes. They are shooting the ball exceptionally well. And listen to this crowd. Give them house.
Alabama's got to find Timmons.
She has it in her hands. Time winding down. Loses the handle. Williams looking up. Can she put it up in time? Yes! Count the bucket! Second chance points. They get it inside to Koval, who is blocked by Naomi Jones.
Did you notice on this graphic, in that second quarter, Michaela Williams came alive. A perfect 4 for 4 from the three-point line.
Carly Weathers, Jessica Timmons combined for 17 points in that first half. They will need more production.
Check that. It wasn't Michaela Williams 4 for 4, but LSU as a whole was 4 for 4 from 3.
Pulling up is Flau'jae Johnson on the free throw line like what?
Flau'jae's making it really difficult for Timmons to get the basketball.
Off the mark for Weathers. Williams with the rebound and the bounce pass just out of the arms of Jada Richard. In the locker room, you're Christy Curry. You've seen your team display grit, toughness, and unselfishness all season long, which has gotten you to this point as on the steals, Koval and Jones with another block. It takes sometimes the defensive effort to spark you on the offensive end.
But for Alabama, with the pressure that LSU is bringing, they've got to look for backdoor action because right now LSU is up in the passing lane.
Johnson, nice move, crossover, and hangs it short. Nice Austin, the freshman. Over to Tamia Scott. Scott goes inside. A little hesitation and puts it up and finishes with the left.
That's what I'm talking about in attacking. Keep attacking until 2 come to you. If they don't, keep going to the rim.
Williams looking inside, had 11 first half points, tacking on some more her first 2 of the third quarter. 6 of 9 from the floor is the junior out of Bossier City.
The defense of Flau'jae Johnson on Timmons just taking her out of the offense.
Clamping down, offensive rebound. Ace Austin's got to be aware of the shot clock. 2 seconds remaining. Deep 3 from Carly Weathers. Touch front iron.
Look, it was on the money. Just didn't have enough distance.
And Williams is fouled on the release.
Yeah, the post players for Alabama trying to play in drop coverage off a ball screen of Michaela Williams. The guards aren't going to get there. You're going to have to look to ice it. Send her to the baseline so you can get some help from your post.
ZP, you said at the start of this broadcast just the importance of a Michaela Williams and how she is the reason why LSU has had success, one of the main reasons, and how they can continue to make a deep run into the postseason. Why do you feel she is so special?
Well, you have to have, just in the game of basketball as a whole, you got to have a strong move and then a counter move. So let Michaela Williams be your strong move, and then you've got to have the defense adjust to taking her away. That will open up everybody else.
Timmons knocked down that 3 on the other end. 6 triples on the afternoon for Bama. Flau'jae somehow threading through and puts it through and in.
That's just rhythm. That's just rhythm from Flau'jae Johnson right there. That's nice. Big folk.
Team's leading scorer coming into today.
See, and I think Michaela Williams and Flau'jae Johnson, they feed off of each other. Both got that bounce. You might be in trouble.
The 2 returning starters from a season ago. Again, another possession deep into the shot clock. Great job of defense keeping them in front. And Tamia Scott just better offense right there as it bounces in.
Oh, Christy Curry wanted a timeout after that score. I think she's got to adjust this ball screen defense.
Koval, elbow, jumper, knocks it down. Kate Koval, coming off a double-double performance along with career high or season high 5 blocks last game. Her being inserted into the starting lineup today, and again, making more things happen on the defensive end. Steals it, takes it coast to coast. Mulkey encouraging everybody to get into it here in the pre-match.
Surprised Christy Curry's not calling a timeout. Let her team regroup.
Weathers.
And one-on-one defense. Nobody's needing any help.
Tough shot, step back. Really went down for Scott, and then coming over for the foul, Ace Austin, the undersized guard going against the 6'5" Koval.
The LSU defense just up in the passing lanes, up ready to get deflections, and then off and running. Alabama's got to figure out a better way to take care of the basketball because LSU, they're on fire right now.
And we saw a flip of the script when Bama last took the floor, right, in Georgia. And they came out in the second half and they put their feet on the gas against the Lady Bulldogs. Right now, LSU is just not letting up in any aspect. Terrific on-ball defense from Bouchard. Same with Williams, who falls to the floor. Scott has it poked away from behind by Bouchard.
She knows she can trust Carly Winters, and if Carly says, appeal that, you go with it.
Again, Carly Weathers played with her daughter back in the younger days as the block there. Again, another great defensive effort by the Tigers. 6 blocks in total this afternoon. That went halfway down for Johnson. Offensive rebound by Takaya Johnson. They're going to say it's a jump ball. And possession arrow goes to Alabama.
We're talking about LSU's 6 blocks. 3 of them have come from guards. 2 from Flau'jae Johnson and 1, that last one, by Malaysia Flau'jae.
Off the mark, Carly Weathers got a hand on it. Tipped it, kept it alive into the hands of Ace Austin. Timmons looking for another 3, got it! A couple of triples here in this second half. Now 15 points for Jessica Timmons.
Alabama's going to need more of that. And those 3-point open looks. Draw 2 and kick.
Right idea, just couldn't connect. And the turnover, we talked at the beginning, CP, about just the feeling that Michaela Williams and this LSU Tiger team had last year in that upset in Tuscaloosa where Bama was able to win 88-85 back on February 27th. Much different outcome here, but when we talk with both coaches, a much different team for both sides. 8 newcomers for LSU.
It's a different team, but I can guarantee you the players returning for LSU took to heart, like I said in the open, there were posts of all the social media comments after that loss last season. And I think, you know, if you've got 2 that felt it, it can become infectious throughout the rest of the team.
Weathers stops along the baseline, finds Diana Collins, and Collins connecting from downtown. Now at their season average of 8 threes a game.
The breakdown on the defensive end, you see 3 LSU Tigers going to the scores table.
Johnson pulls up, contested jumper, no. Zakaya Johnson working hard on the board. We saw her have an impressive first half. Good lift there for a second chance opportunity.
This is how you get to play when you're playing for Kim Mulkey. If you work the glass specifically on the offensive end, Zakiya Johnson has 4 offensive rebounds today. You got to anticipate shot going up and get yourself in the right position.
13 points on the afternoon, accompanied by 7 rebounds for Zakiya Johnson. She gets a breather as Grace Knox checks back into the ball game.
You know, when you look at LSU's rebounding, the years they won the championships, they had Angel Reese, and they had Angel Reese and Anissa Morrow. You know, then with Anissa Morrow alone, those are women that were major monster rebounders. Today, in this year's team of LSU, they got to have gang girl rebounding. Everybody's got to do their part.
Well, the job that Kate Koval has done. Remember, she had 5 blocks last game, second of the afternoon here. Swing pass over to Johnson, loses the handle, but I'm going to go back to what you just said in terms of the last 3 seasons. Remember, that was a national championship year in 2023 with Angel Reese, and then the combination that you mentioned with Reese and Morrow, who moved on to the WNBA. Kim Mulkey credited the guards and how they were able to attack the hoop and get the rebounds, as Koval with a score in the bucket. 8 points.
I see this LSU team, as the season evolves, they're becoming more connected. They know where each other are going to be and each other's strengths.
Weathers goes inside and ill-advised as 2 post defenders there. The kickback, Richard to Williams, off the mark. Koval gets the offensive rebound and a jump ball. And again, too, the luxury that Kim Mulkey has, because she has such a talented and deep bench, that she can continue to kind of sub in, keeping fresh legs and work with different lineups as well.
Well, you've looked, this is the 7th different starting lineup she's had all season, but it's not a matter of, you know, you start because you're playing your best. You're going to play. It's all about matchups of the opponents that they're playing against and what's the best matchups. But when you're called upon, play your role, and everybody's doing that right now.
That one drilled by Malaysia Flau'jae.
Okay, I don't even know if Flau'jae had the ball securely in her hand before she let that go. And then she went in, she's like, that's just what I do.
She makes magical plays, some jaw-dropping. Skill, Timmons, tough. Hines fell to the floor, gets right back up, immediately defends Timmons, and that take to the hoop, a lot of contact, no foul, and it's LSU basketball. In transition behind the back, you saw it right there. Richard connects!
Talk about showtime plays. Malaysia Flau'jae around the back finds Richard in the corner. Shooting threes, knocking it down, and Kim Mulkey is loving it.
The players feed off of her energy, but you saw the reaction from Richard after that make, and a technical foul for Richard, the freshman. So free throws for Ace Austin. The first one won't go down.
I didn't have a problem. She wasn't taunting at a player or anybody specific, just individual celebration. Come on. That's a big-time play, big-time shot. Celebrate it.
A learning moment for the freshman, or sophomore rather, and just understanding what may be allowed, what may not be allowed.
Okay, Mama Green. I don't know if she's going to learn from that. After a move like that from Flau'jae and you knocked it down, I would be feeling it.
Close out the quarter here. Final seconds in the third. Jennings finds Costa, and that one is partially deflected. And a strong way to close out once again, outscoring Alabama. Was scored, and just so many people affected by it. Back here in action, Carolyn Peck-Tipton-Green with you. LSU took off at the end of that third quarter, ending on an 11-1 run, and they've been in control. After that first quarter, it was 21-15, pretty tight, and then things started to lift for the Tigers. They have not let off the gas.
LSU known for their defense, but this season also their offense. They're averaging over 98 points a game. They've been just a machine, and we talked about the depth that they have. 7 different players reaching double figures.
Flau'jae among them, coming off the bench, knocks down the 3 ball. Flau'jae for 3 again. She's got 3 in total for her 9 points. In an area that Alabama excels from the 3-point line, it's been LSU has had such great success on all parts of the floor, whether it's 3-point inside or pulling up in the mid-range like Richard. Richard, 4-time state champion of Lafayette Christian.
When Kim Mulkey talked about Jada Richard and being a point guard that has enough moxie about her to take control of the locker room. I mean, when you've got strong personalities like a Michaela Williams and a Flau'jae Johnson and their experience to be able to take the keys to the bus, that's saying a lot.
Bella Hines running the floor up the right side, and she's fouled.
Also number 17,
just getting a glimpse of how good this LSU team is. Number 1 in 5 different categories in the NCAA. Carolyn, you mentioned in terms of scoring, but also scoring margin, those bench points, better than 41 points, offensive rebounds, and rebounding margin as well.
Look at the bench points. Almost 42 points a game. So that means when Kim Mulkey goes to her reserve, she doesn't lose anything. And when you look at their schedule, yeah, they dropped 2 games, 1 to Kentucky, 1 to Vanderbilt, but they're not out of the hunt for the SEC regular season. And Kim Mulkey and her team still have their eyes on being that number 1 spot heading into the SEC tournament.
South Carolina, SEC regular season co-champs and tournament champs from a season ago. Their only blemish this season was that overtime loss to Oklahoma. They'll be in prime time later this month on Valentine's Day against LSU. We have one more gymnastics meet for you this weekend right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. 8th-ranked Georgia hosts 11th-ranked Auburn at Stegman Coliseum in Athens tonight at 6 Eastern, 5 Central.
You're talking about LSU schedule, though, coming up. You know who they got next?
Texas.
They got Texas. That's going to be must-see TV. I think it's going to be a great balance.
It'll be prime time on ABC as that 3 is knocked down. And Alabama, big hole to fight out of, and just has been difficult all the way around for them in finding those shots. Hines fake, pulls up, fouled, and got it. The bench erupts after that one.
Can we talk about these freshmen, these LSU Tiger freshmen? They got that moxie, that toughness, that grit that Kim Mulkey just loves.
Well, she knows how to find and cultivate talent. She and her staff do a fantastic job. You talked about this freshman class, 5 in total, coming in with such high accolades. You see here their ranks among the SEC, or SC Next, rather. Knox, Johnson, top 10, top 5 with Divine, Burridge, Bella Hines. Coming in at number 32 as Timmons. It's going to be Alabama basketball. Under the basket.
After the foul, it's Alabama basketball.
But Jessica Timmons, their leading scorer, has got 15 today to lead the way for the Tide. Nobody else in double figures. As you mentioned, Carolyn, all game long, how difficult it has been to find any space, any room. Many of the shots contested or just being hounded. That one forcing a turnover. 14 now for the Tide.
Well, we were talking about LSU that still wants to be in contention to win the SEC regular season, and teams that have the ability to have one-on-one defensive accountability in this league, as athletic and talented as this team is, it's what you have to have, and not just from your starting five, but whoever you put on the floor.
Joyner gets it inside, going to work in the post. And Jones whistled for the foul. I mean, just looking around the league, you've got LSU, South Carolina, Texas, just named a couple of Final Four teams from a season ago. You put Vanderbilt in the mix there as well, although they're trying to bounce back from a couple of games down.
Tennessee's in the hunt.
Tennessee is very much in the hunt as well. And then maybe a dark horse who comes and maybe throws things off, perhaps.
Mississippi State.
Mississippi State could be one. Oklahoma, Ole Miss,
Kentucky. I mean,
that's the depth right there. You're talking about how great this league is. 10 in the top 25.
If you don't have your tickets to the SEC tournament, you're missing out.
It will be coming up March 4th through the 8th.
Come on.
That was number 23, Jessica Timmons, from second. And the team skip.
Now, I thought this was a heck of a pass on the outlet from Zakai Johnson. But then Richard put a little flavor, a little sauce on it. Little etouffee here in Baton Rouge.
All of that. This LSU team is Louisiana hot right now.
Look, I was at practice yesterday, and Kim Mulkey, Hines went in the wrong spot. And she was all over, and Kim Mulkey said, if you do that, you can't play tomorrow. So she's corrected it because she is earning her some minutes today.
Off the steal for Wiley. Look for three. No. Hines trying to get up in there. And Alabama controls it. Too strong. Weathers fighting for it. And it's going to be LSU basketball. Or they called a timeout, so Alabama will have it. They'll take a 30-second timeout as we check in with Daria in the studio.
All right, Clara Strack and Kentucky, they're up next right here on the network. Top of the hour on the road in Fayetteville. Arkansas trying to snap an 8-game losing streak. And then at 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 Central, a massive game in Austin, of course. It started with College Game Day earlier in the day. It's OU and Texas. Back to you.
Back here, a massive lead for LSU over 24th-ranked Alabama. As Kim Mulkey's team has just played all the way around. A great game of basketball, 60% shooting from the floor, limiting this Alabama team to just 48 points midway through the fourth quarter. Rebounding the basketball, paint points, all areas they focus in and key on, they have executed.
Yeah, LSU plus 17. I mean, that's something, it's got to be at the top of your scouting report when you're playing LSU. You've got to win or stay close in that rebound battle. Oh, Johnson is everywhere.
And she is just going to be a fun player to watch. Johnson now with double digits in the rebound category. A 6-foot freshman out of the state of Kentucky.
Just her energy and effort. She's got a double-double, 13 points, 10 rebounds. You might think she's an undersized post player, but she's got a tremendous vertical. She can get up inside.
Well, currently, Charlie Cream has LSU pitted as a 2 seed in his latest bracketology. 11 teams slated to go if the season ended today. From the SEC, which would best last year's 10. If everything holds true, Alabama a projected 6 seed.
Now, it's going to be interesting to me of how the committee shuffles these SEC teams in seedings, because they've got to play each other. Somebody's got to lose, but they're all quality teams. You know, especially on that 1 through 4 line, because the first round you get to host, and that's important to get a good start in the NCAA tournament.
This Alabama team has made it to the NCAA tournament for the last 5 seasons. One of the things that Kim Mulkey said of her friend Christy Curry, as we mentioned earlier, to Louisiana natives, is the fact that Christy Curry doesn't get enough credit for the job that she and her coaching staff do year in and year out. Great applause for Reshard Joyner and Zakiya Johnson, but going back to that recent success that we have seen under Christy Curry, 13 seasons overall, but again, consecutively ranked now in the AP poll. Another 21 season is on the way. They're currently at 19-3, and you gotta know that they'll get to that point and beyond again this season. Just won't be today.
And for Alabama, things don't get easier, because their next game is against Ole Miss. Then they've got to go to College Station, Texas A&M, then play. They got Oklahoma and South Carolina in a row.
None too easy as Diana Collins knocks down the 3. When you think about Cody McMahon, Christina Waller, and the job that they have done for Ole Miss, winning in Birmingham because of the frigid conditions in Oxford. They'll play again tomorrow against Auburn.
I think Ole Miss has been on the road as long as I have. This is day 12 for me. I got frozen out in Nashville, so I've just been a road warrior.
What's the first thing you're going to do when you get home?
Burn up my suitcase. But hey, thank you to Briggs & Riley, because my luggage has not let me down.
Hey. Not letting up from three-point land is Diana Collins. Back-to-back threes now. The kick out, look open for Divine Burridge. No, as she gets her first minutes, Carly Weathers goes to the floor as she's fouled by Bella Hines.
Kim Mulkey didn't like that shot. I give you an opportunity to come in. It doesn't mean that you just let it go. You had an opportunity to drive to the basket. She got to understand what her head coach wants. She loves that paint area.
So Carly Weathers at the line to shoot a couple. And remember, you talked about the steadying presence that Carly Weathers has been, right? They had 3 players last season move on to the WNBA. Sarah Ashley Barker, Zay Green, Aaliyah Nye. And Weathers, who stepped into an even greater role without Jessica Timmons last season. And just hard work, full of hustle.
Well, and dedication. She's about to finish nursing school, and Christy Curry was telling us about Carly Weathers had already done a shift in the ER, came straight from there, stepped on the court to practice. That's dedication.
No doubt. Collins bounce pass over to Cody. And Cody with the bucket. Essence Cody just 6 points this afternoon. Remember, she's been in minutes restrictions the last couple of games because of a lower leg injury. And so a timeout on the floor, just to get a substitution in as Kate Koval takes a seat.
Koval gave the Tigers great minutes. 8 points, 9 rebounds, some blocks, hustle plays, did everything that Kim Mulkey needed her to do to anchor the inside game.
Hines decides to shoot the three, no, but the offensive rebound by Megan Yarnovich. And Yarnovich gets an applause from the audience. Why? You think about this freshman class, and we see the impact that they're making on the court, but it's also what they do off the court, in the community. And the way that this group has been so tight-knit and gelled into this Baton Rouge family.
And well, the thing that I love about it is that they don't do it just individually, but as a collective group.
And so the visit most recently to St. Michael's basketball game, supporting the girls team and the guys as well. They were out on Friday night.
Well, the St. Vincent team came to watch the Tigers play here at the Pete Merritt Center, and then the freshmen told them, we're going to come watch you play. They lived up to it.
In transition, Grace Knox to show and go! Got it! Strong take all the way from Grace Knox, who's feeling great right now. The freshman out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Another look here.
I love how Knox plays. Little show, go, and the finish. Oh, yeah, and if you all could have seen Kim Mulkey on the sideline, she was like watching it in amazement, and then after she got the finish, the celebration, she is loving what she's getting from this freshman.
Completes the three-point play.
I was talking to Kim yesterday after practice, and we were just sitting down kicking it around, and I had visited with Grace and her dad, and before Grace left the gym, she went over and hugged Kim, and Kim's like, baby, what you need? She said, I just wanted to tell you bye, and I love you. I mean, that's how these players feel about Kim Mulkey.
The success that she's had year over year, no matter where she's been, kissing it off the glass is Divine Burridge, her first 2 points of the game.
Everybody getting a little bit today.
Oh yeah, everybody who has touched the floor for LSU in the scoring column. Back to those national championships as a player for Kim Mulkey at Louisiana Tech, and then on the staff over to Baylor, winning 3 there, and brought home a championship in 2023. Along your way, you got a chance to see Kim and Christy.
Yeah,
they went to Louisiana Tech, and y'all met in the tournament a couple years.
Yeah, 98, they sent us home in the Elite 8, and then in 99, we were able to send them home in the semifinals of the Final Four.
You're out to your national championship. Full Wiley finds Burridge. Back to Full Wiley. Launching the three. Goes it in. Three mark for the 12th time this season.
With the amount of points that LSU can score, the way that they can defend, I don't count the LSU Tigers being a contender to win the SEC regular season. This can be a fun stretch, the second half of the SEC.
Their third game in 7 days. Meanwhile, we talked about one of the toughest schedules ahead for Alabama remaining. And when we talked with Christy Curry, I love what she said. It's not that you're just going to, take a look at every game and think, oh my goodness, we've got this daunting schedule ahead. Instead, she's like, we're just looking to go 2-0. Each week we're looking to go 2-0, and so focusing on it in 2-game chunks makes it a lot more manageable and not get ahead of themselves.
She said 2-game chunks. I'd say one at a time with the beast of this conference. You can't look too far ahead. You get overwhelmed.
Sometimes it just happens like that. If you are Christy Curry and you say, look, this was just a tough matchup for us today and a tough outing overall, how do you recruit and get ready for Thursday's game against Ole Miss?
Well, the number one thing you got to look at is when and how did this game get away from you? And so you got to stop the bleeding there, and you've got to look at, okay, what would be the counter to that? If a team goes in and puts in a fast lineup, how can I slow them down? Do I use my 2-2-1 press? Do I try to walk the ball up, be a little